Welcome everyone. The curriculum of Standard 6 Science subject is going to be changed from June 2016 across the Maharashtra state. Everyone will get used to this curriculum very soon. Here on dais, 3 experts, subject experts are invited for the discussion of betterment of Standard 6 textbook. Introducing myself, Dr. Sulabha Vidhate, Science Committee member from Pune.
Namaskar. Myself, Mrs. Manisha Rajendra Develkar, Supervisor in Dr. N.P. Shah English Medium School and Junior College, Agashi, Virar. As well as I am working as a member in the study group of science.
Myself, Kanchan Rajendra Sorte. Presently, I am working as a coordinator in J.H. Ambani Vidyalaya, Lodhivali, Navi Mumbai. I am a member of study group of science, Bal Bharati.
In this session, we will discuss inside the textbook. First of all, this curriculum is based on national curriculum, that is 2005, NSAFE 2005. Now, what is the content and what is an overview of this textbook? So many titles are involved in this. The whole textbook contains different types of titles, subtitles, activities and various types of fun, exercises, etc. I would like to share some of the titles with you all. First of all, what is the role according to NSAFE of a teacher? A teacher is a researcher. He is a guide. He should ask the questions to the students as well as motivate the students to ask the questions. In short, he is a facilitator. Now, we will go and read this on the screen, the slide and overview of the textbook. Actual participation by students in the activities. Try this, can you tell? The experience gained through the activity, reflection upon it, and the knowledge produced in the process. Question based on the activity. New understanding arising from the process of construction of knowledge, explanation, main content of the lesson, application of the new knowledge, use your brain power, exercises, summary of the knowledge constructed through the learning experiences, the conceptual understanding gained through them that we have learned. This is an overview of the textbook. Manisha, I would like to ask one question for you.
Yes,
What is the basic need of the child?
Yes, madam. As we all know that students till standard 5th, they have studied environmental studies in the association with social studies subjects. But from standard 6th, we are going to introduce a general science as a new subject to them. Under this subject, all the concepts of science will be clear to the students.
What do you mean by the title? Can you recall?
Under this title, a brief review of the previous knowledge of the students is considered.
Okay.
As a teacher, when a teacher enters in the class, she should know that what students have learned in the previous classes, and hence the related questions or a recall from the students teacher can take, especially when it is related to the present content of the lesson.
Give some example about it.
Yes, sure, ma'am. In this, I would like to say that in standard 5th or in the previous classes, students have studied regarding the various states of substances. So, in standard 6th, while introducing the chapter substances and their properties, teacher can ask the question related to the various states of matter, as well as teacher even can ask to the students that they can explain that water exists in which different states. Another example I would like to give you regarding the nutrients. As you all know that students have studied nutrients in chapter standard 5th. Here in 6th standard, we also have included food and nutrition. Under this title, students will be able to answer that which nutrients are present in which food items. So related questions teacher can ask. For example, teacher can ask, give the examples of food items in which carbohydrates are present, or give the examples of food items in which proteins are present. So in this way, students will be easily reconnect themselves with the present content. Another example I would like to give with this demonstration. Kanchan, can you please tell me why these pins are not falling down from pin holder?
Magnet is inside the lid of the pin holder. That's why pins are not falling down.
Yes, it's very true. Since the magnet is present in this magnetic lid, the students have observed in day-to-day life. So naturally, when the teacher is teaching them the concept fun with magnets, at that time she can easily recollect this particular topic with the fun with magnets. In this way, as a teacher, when she has to enter or he has to enter in the class, they should be very keen on three factors. Before entering in the class, teacher should be thoroughly prepared about the topic. First thing, how to start. Second is how to explain the content. And third is review or evaluation of the content. In this, as a teacher, one must prepare and read the questions related. If necessary, review the books of the previous classes so that you can connect the present topics easily with them. During the presentation, ask the students to answer the questions. Give them time to recall the answers. If they cannot remember, give them the explanation or hints and motivate them to involve in the learning. After the class or at the review, teacher can find out if many students cannot recall the matter learnt. Think about what can be done to help them. Remember what they have learnt and help them to recall.
Now, it will be clear that everyone will know that previous knowledge is essential for learning the new topics, new lessons, etc. That previous knowledge is very important for the child. Now, we will proceed for the next title, that is Can You Tell? Kanchan, can you explain this?
Sure, ma'am. Under this title, our main aim is to arouse the interest of the students in the given topic. Teacher has to make the students active and alert and keep them asking the related questions.
But can you explain by giving one example?
Definitely, ma'am. A teacher must ask their students what kind of sound they have heard in the environment. Students can give different answer. Some children say they have heard the sound of crackers. Some say they have heard the sound of birds. Some say the flute, and some say the temple bells. After that, the teacher should write all these answers on the blackboard, and they can start teaching the topic in the scientific way.
But when you do this activity, the students might go away from the concepts.
Definitely,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah.
But it is our responsibility to focus on the concept which they have planned to teach.
But how can you bring them back to the stick of the concept?
Yes, ma'am. Not only the information,
Yeah.
but to create the interest amongst them. That is the main purpose. The teacher has to prepare themselves in 3 steps: before the class, in the class, and after the class. Before the class, teacher has to prepare, try out the activity, give proper instructions. If students are make observations before coming to the class, consider or think about or anticipate the variety in the answers that the students are likely to give, and how to lead the class towards the content of the lesson. In the class, teacher should ask the questions and give opportunity to everybody to respond. Compile the observations or answers given on the blackboard and summarize or draw inferences to take the class to the lesson's content. And after the class, the teacher should see the children's response, consider the need to give further opportunity, and think about the difficulties faced and the possible remedies for them.
Madam,
Yes.
I want to know
Yeah.
the title Can You Tell will be applicable in different situations?
Yes, Manisha, it is applicable in 3 situations. In the First situation, that is observation.
Yes.
Second situation, that is performing the experiments. And third situation, for creation of the curiosity in the students regarding the topic. Enhance the curiosity among the students. That is most important. And observation is of three types. First, temporary observation. Second, long term observation. And third one, observation according to suggestions.
Okay.
I will explain by giving examples of it. First one, that is temporary observation. Suppose the student is performing one experiment, that is so simple experiment, a vessel containing wax. It gets heated. Then what's the observation?
It melts.
Melts. After that, after cooling, it condenses. This is called as
It's a temporary change.
Yeah, it's a temporary change, and it is also called as temporary observation. Second type of observation, that is long term observation. When a student travels from his home to school and school to home, he observes multiple objects in his path and he remembers forever. He cannot forget these objects, these movements of the vehicles in his life also. This is called as long term memory, long term observation. And third type of observation, it is called as according to suggestions. Suppose we have to visit to a industry.
Okay.
We will give a questionnaire for the students. We will give. Then this questionnaire contains what to observe, where to go, what to do. Such type of suggestions are given to the students. Means suggestive observation. So this third type of observation is useful for projects, activity and deeper observation also. Difference between seeing the object and observing it. Points are considered in observation. Seeing process is a natural process and observing process is a scientific process. Discussion leads to conclusion, various points and multidimensional views which are important in constructivism.
Madam, when do observation happen?
When the activity is performed by the student, the
Okay.
observation happens, and so it is called as try this.
In all the subtitles given in the textbook, try this subtitle is the most interesting subtitle as it satisfies the curiosity and eager amongst the students. Students are very active and they want to perform something. So for that, this particular title which is given in the textbook is very interesting for them. And the activities which are introduced in our textbook are very simple. Students can easily perform them. These activities they can perform individually or in the groups, but naturally under the observation of the teacher. Not only observation, under the guidance of the teacher. Simple activities in our textbook given, like in lesson 1, we can see that the substances present or natural resources, in that we can see soil, different layers of soil. If a teacher want to teach different layers of soil, she can easily explain that by doing a simple activity. Teacher can ask the students to get one discarded plastic transparent water bottle. The water bottle can be, the upper portion can be cut, and in that bottle students can easily feel the stones, soil, sand particles, paper particles, like that, and add water in that. Shake the bottle thoroughly and keep it to settle. After 1 or 2 hours, when student will observe, they will find various layers are formed in the bottle. By that, the concept of layers of soil will be easily cleared. So such activities which require very simple objects, those students can easily get it in their classroom as well as in the surrounding. Such activities we have introduced. Kanchan, will you be able to show me one activity?
Sure, Manisha. I will.
What will be the requirements for that?
Bar magnet, bits of paper, nail, pencil, rubber, and metallic material also.
Okay, it means that the objects which are required for this activity are very easily available to the students in their classroom itself.
Definitely, Manisha. Only bar magnet teacher should provide.
We can see this. All objects we are keeping on the table for activity.
Yes. In this activity, you can see that when the magnet is hold on the object, only different types of pins they are attracted towards it, and rest of these materials, these are not attracted towards this.
What does it mean?
Concept should be explained in scientific words to summarize this activity. That means the substance that stick to the magnet, these are called as magnetic substance, and rest of these substances, bits of paper, pencil, rubber, that metallic substance, eraser, these are non-magnetic substances.
Will you be able to show any other activity?
Sure, Manisha. In this activity, pen acts as a fulcrum, that rubber acts as a load, and the press finger, that is a force or effort. If the fulcrum is in the center and rubber is at one end and press finger it is other end, then that is the lever of the first order. If load is in the center, then it is the lever of the second order, and if efforts is in the center, then it is the lever of the third order.
The positions of fulcrum, load and effort, that should be very clear to the students as well as teachers to understand this concept.
Definitely.
As a teacher, before doing this activity, understand the objective and method of the activity or experiment. Assemble the materials required. Try out the activity in the class. Plan for a group activity. Obtain cooperation from others if required. Visit and review the location for an out-of-school activity. Use of children's previous activity or knowledge will be important. During the classroom transactions, a teacher should describe the materials to be used, explain exactly what is to be done, get all the children to participate, give the children to chance to solve any problem they may come across, but make sure that all the steps in the activity are done. After the activity is done, discuss what the children have learnt or they have understood themselves. Lead the discussion towards the content of the lesson through the activity. In the review, find out which children not carry out the activity, what were the problems and what were the reasons for the same. Did the children require any special motivation? Any improvements possible in preparation or organization? In case of children did not make the right inferences, what additional questions or practical work was required?
Manisha, use your brain power. What does this title indicate?
Yes, madam. Actually, students know the concept, what they have studied. Based on that, teacher is asking them the questions, and it is expected that students should apply the knowledge whatever they have gained during the teaching process. So it is not only application, but it is recollecting the concept. Thinking process is also involved in that, and then students can summarize all that to answer the question to the teacher.
Can you explain in detail?
Yeah, sure. I can easily explain this concept by using a paper and a pen. Now this paper simply we have to roll, and by rolling this paper we can see through a pen in the another side. Even you can try to see this. Is it easy?
Yes, Manisha.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Now in the second activity, what we can do is we can ask the student to fold this paper like this. Now after folding the paper, keep the pen in the opposite direction and ask the student to see that. Now Ms. Kanchan, can you see this?
No.
Why it is not able to see? Because when the students, when they have studied this concept properly, that light travels in a straight line, they can answer this question very well. That light travels in a straight line